who lost yesterday to former DeKalb County Commissioner Hank Johnson in Georgia's 4th District. This is 10 Minutes.
We love you. I wanted you to hear this song because it says so much about why this election in Georgia was so important. In the film American Blackout, you saw that I say that my district needs jobs. And so in partnership with faith-based organizations and labor, I put together a program to train my constituents to acquire the skills for jobs that won't be outsourced overseas and that pay more than a living wage with health and retirement benefits. Last month, we took in 500 students who at the end of their training will have transportable skills, internationally recognized certification, and the chance to live the American dream, supporting their families and our community. The news media didn't tell you about that because they wanted you to focus on my hair. My mother was hurt by someone in the press.
Thank you.
In this room tonight.
Thank you.
One of my assistants needs stitches because of the press that are in this room tonight.
Tell it.
Members of the press, as well as our political leaders, don't give us explanations that explain or conclusions that conclude. I first got into trouble when I was compelled in 1991 while serving in the Georgia legislature to speak against George Herbert Walker Bush's war against Iraq. And during a point of personal privilege, I declared that I could not support any of George Bush's reasons for war. My colleagues got up and walked out on me. I was vilified in the press and compared to Julian Bond, who too had spoken out against an unjust war. Ladies and gentlemen, there comes a time when people of conscience are compelled to dissent.
Bobby, thank you. Thank you.
Bobby Kennedy said, "The sharpest criticism often goes hand in hand with the deepest idealism and love of country." We love our country, and that is why we dissent.
Thank you.
Because we care. We care about the dignity of all the world's people. We care about minimum wage workers. We care about no wage workers. We care about the homelessness, too many of whom are veterans. We want a healthy future for all our children. We want our seniors to live in dignity. Our country is too rich to tolerate such poverty in our midst.
That's right.
We have more to give to our people and the world than DynCorp, Halliburton, and the Carlyle Group. We care about the air and the earth and the water. And so we reject George Bush's science lessons that distort the facts and justify policies that support drilling for oil in Alaska, exacerbate global warming, and allow more human consumption of known toxins and pollutants. We care about the projection of U.S. power around the world, Either we can be a force for good in the world, or we can rely on force and upset the world. Sadly, this administration has chosen the latter. At a time when this country has failed to train enough certified teachers to educate our children, George Bush is spending billions, nearly $1 trillion for war. And in a point of personal privilege right now, I echo what Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. said. A time comes when silence is betrayal. We are called to speak for the weak, for the voiceless, for the victims of our nation, for those it calls enemy. 1 year to the day before Dr. King was murdered, he declared that the greatest purveyor of violence in the world was his own country. With Israel's invasion of Lebanon, there might even be a call for more U.S. or UN troops to be stationed in the Middle East. We here tonight say to our Commander-in-Chief, sir, no, sir. Engage in yet more war, I want to declare tonight that I stand with the families of our hurt soldiers and the hundreds of thousands of innocent, hurt, and dead Iraqis. We stand with the homeless Vietnam and Gulf War veterans. We stand with the Agent Orange victims and the 160,000 Gulf War veterans who are sick. We stand with the 37,000 green card soldiers, not even citizens, but willing to trade their lives for a chance to work and live in America because our foreign policy has failed to uplift their hopes and aspirations in their own countries. Dr. King told us that in order to stop the madness, we would have to match actions with words. Mario Savio before that told us that we have to put our very bodies against the wheels and the gears and the levers of the machine, and we have to say to those who own it that they must stop it or we will stop it. Tonight, I am joined by noted men and women activists who have put their bodies against the wheels and the gears and the levers of the machine, and they are trying to stop it. They are not tricked by red herrings that the corporate media throw to us. They are focused on our objective to make America a better country. Something is happening around the world.
That's right.
Countries with little or nothing are standing up, rising up against the utter and complete domination. Thank goodness for the people in Argentina, Bolivia, Brazil, Chile, Cuba, Venezuela, Malaysia, all standing up and speaking for the weak and the voiceless in their countries. A change is sweeping the world, and America must not be left out. So my new friends are the mothers who have lost their sons in George Bush's war. And we say to them, hold fast to your faith. Your suffering will not be a stumbling block for us. We will make this stand with you. You are not alone.
Now you're ready, sir.
Denise Thomas, daughter, went to Iraq once, and when they tried to send her a second time, Mama got political. She's now the founder of the Georgia chapter of Military Families Speak Out. First told her story at a prayer vigil organized by Ann Monty, prayed at by Reverend Timothy McDonald. Then, one mother wasn't so lucky. She couldn't save her son from the war machine. The first Georgia soldier to die in Iraq came from the 4th District.
Thank you.
Jamal Addison's mother now politically active, and my new friend. Another mother lost her son Casey and decided to take her case directly to President Bush, Cindy Sheehan. There's something special about these women. Their names aren't Deborah or Esther or Ruth, but they are women for these times. Women called to make peaceful revolution. President Kennedy warned us that those who make peaceful revolution impossible will make violent revolution inevitable.
There it is. There it is.
Electronic voting machines are a threat to our democracy. So let the word go out. We aren't going to tolerate any more stolen elections. We're watching you, and we want our leaders back, or we will become the leaders.
That's right.
And not only do we want our country back, we want our party back. There is a growing force for peace in this country, and the peace movement that we're building is backed by millions of young people.
That's right.
I want to thank the hundreds of people who volunteered in our campaign, especially the young people who were excited about getting involved in something good. I want to thank all of you for a lot of hard work, thousands of volunteer hours. Thank you for helping to make a stand in Georgia. And I wish the new representative for the 4th Congressional District well. Thank you very much.